Friends, welcome to our YouTube video. Today we'll be talking about UCC, Uniform Civil Code. What is Uniform Civil Code? Uniform Civil Code is the code of laws related to the family or personal life. It relates to marriage, divorce, inheritance, custody of children in the main. And these uniform civil code which is being talked about, these personal codes were drafted by British in consultation with religious leaders of those communities. Now, after independence, there was a feeling, especially by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, that the civil codes need to be reformed. So he requested Dr. Ambedkar, the law minister, to work on a draft code which can be popularized, and that was the Hindu Code Bill. That was the first attempt to reform our personal laws. I'll come to this shortly. But before that, let's see that Uniform Civil Code has been on the agenda of Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, right from 1996. In most of its election manifestos, it has been talking of Nari Shakti, UCC. And after coming to power twice in majority, it has not done anything to initiate the proper process for implementation of UCC. Now, as it has already exhausted its two major Hindutva agendas, that is abolition of Article 370 and building a Ram temple, those agendas are there. And the third major was UCC, which now Prime Minister Modi in his Bhopal rally very loudly proclaimed that this must be done to give justice to the women. Very good talk, but what is the content of this? On the same lines, the Vice President of India, Jaideep Dhankar, has also said that UCC is a urgent need for the country. So where were these parties so far? BJP is in power since 2014, and what did it do for initiating the proper process of UCC? What is the proper process of UCC? First, there has to be a draft. Draft has to be made in consultation with women and men of different communities. By and large, it is the men who try to project that they are the leaders of the community. What about women? And where is the draft? Recently, one draft has come from Uttarakhand and being projected as the draft which central government may accept as a particular draft. But and they are asking for opinion, yes, no, whether it should be there or not. I think this is totally fallacious, totally undemocratic. The draft of the UCC has to be made in consultation with the communities, and it cannot be just made on internet in a country like ours. There have to be public seminars, meetings with the community leaders, women leaders, men leaders, and then depending on that consultation, a reform in the laws can be aimed at. At present, the way it is being brought will be like a imposition, and its deeper agenda may be something else. Let's go back slightly to when Hindu Code Bill was being drafted. On the request of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Ambedkar started drafting it, and as the content of the draft started coming to the society, there was a great turmoil, and many Hindu right-wing organizations, many of Hindu conservative leaders started opposing it right away, saying that it is against the Hindu Shastras. There was one Karpatri Maharaj who was very vocal about his opposition to the draft being presented by Dr. Ambedkar. And on similar lines, Gita Press Gorakhpur, which runs a magazine called Kalyan, which has been awarded Gandhi Prize by this central ruling government, that was very vocal in opposing UCC and in turn opposing Dr. Ambedkar. It said UCC is against our Shastras, against our holy scriptures, and Ambedkar, by coming out with this draft, is showing his real colors, that he is out to destroy Hindu religion. These are the words from Gita Press magazine Kalyan, which I have quoted in my articles with proper reference. So then it was there, but the way it was drafted by Dr. Ambedkar could not be implemented because of the severe opposition of the draft within the cabinet. It was opposed by the president also. It was opposed from outside forces also. And pained by this, Dr. Ambedkar, whose resignation was demanded by conservative forces and who himself was very pained by such reactions, he resigned from the cabinet. The matters lay there till 1972. In 1972, on one hand we saw that there was a rape of a Adivasi girl in police station, after which women rights group became very nicely active, and they thought that UCC is the need of the hour. At that time, M.S. Golwalkar, the second Sarsanghchalak of RSS, in his interview to RSS unofficial mouthpiece organizer, said that uniformity is not necessary. We should have diversity, we should respect diversity and harmony. Those were his words in 72. But later on, women's movement gradually realized that UCC, by taking different laws, assembling them, will not be doing justice to the women, because most of the laws which are prevalent, they are unjust to the women. So they started talking more about reforming these laws to give justice to women, rather than imposing the law culled out from each personal law and based on injustice. So uniformity based on injustice, not acceptable, and justice leading to uniformity, most acceptable. Now this is not a very complex sentence. So basic focus was that reform should be brought about through work in the communities, by convincing them as to what is the best interest of the men and women of the community as to how the law code should be drafted. Now, but BJP realized politically that if you raise the voice of UCC, then some Muslim organizations immediately stand to say no UCC. BJP tries to claim that it is very concerned about the welfare of the women, irrespective of the fact that it was its policies because of which Muslim women in large number had come in the form of Shaheen Bagh movement. Anyway, as they say, elephant's teeth are different to show and different to eat. So the real agenda was to see that whenever they talk of UCC, right, it was like a red rag to the bull, and many Muslim organizations started saying no UCC, it will destroy our religion, etc., etc. So this helped in polarization process, and we know that polarization process helps the communal party to increase its reach, increase its electoral strength. Today, as we see that many Adivasi groups have said that it will be against 5th and 6th schedule of Indian Constitution, which gives autonomy to Adivasis. They also say that this will destroy the Adivasi culture. One BJP MLA from Northeast has openly opposed UCC. BJP's big leader Sushil Modi, who is the chairman of Parliamentary Standing Committee on Law, he has said that UCC will not be acceptable to tribal Adivasis. Similarly, AAP party on one side has given a theoretical support to UCC, but Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Singh Mann, again from AAP, has totally opposed it, saying that this will not be acceptable to the people in Punjab. Similarly, Shiromani Gurdwara Committee and Shiromani, this Akali Dal, they have also come in opposition to this draft. Now it is very clear that if a government wants to reform in the personal laws, the central thing is to popularize the draft rather than imposing it yes or no. More than that, I will say the draft has to be evolved through the process of discussion in the community, not just through internet, but through community meetings with men and women of the community. Draft has to be evolved, discussed, and then only opinion about yes or no should be taken. The present exercise is clearly a political one. BJP has seen that Ram Temple helped it to increase its electoral Ram Temple issue helped it to increase its electoral power. Article 370 is already stands abrogated, though Supreme Court is yet to discuss it. And now, after Karnataka defeat in particular, BJP is very desperate to find an agenda which can polarize the community, because by polarizing the community, BJP always benefits. So what is needed is that organizations like Muslim Personal Law Board just need to keep quiet. They need to say, you discuss with Adivasis, you discuss with Christians, discuss with Sikhs, and accordingly we will also formulate our opinion. But more important than that, before that, this UCC should be evolved through a process of discussion in the community. First do that, then try to say whether it has to be implemented or not. So jumping this basic step of community consultation should not be accepted by all and sundry. Even among Hindu communities, there will be serious opposition to a UCC which is imposed, because even in Hindu communities there is Mitakshara, there is Dayabhag, and there are different such laws which at the moment are prevailing. So all those complicated things need to be sorted out before putting it across as a finished product and trying to seek political mileage from that. That is somehow, I think, a undemocratic step which BJP is trying to take, because it knows it can benefit only through those steps. So today, mostly Muslim organizations need to keep quiet, need to introspect, because their laws have already been codified, triple talaq has already been criminalized, and other things have happened. So they need to think within the community and call upon community and the government that we must first discuss the draft at wide and large level before trying to impose it among the community. That should be the real reason, and we should understand the agenda which is behind such a hasty implementation at present. So I hope we'll give a deeper thought to it. It's not a lighter matter of yes or no. It's a matter of deeper introspection, deeper thinking, social reform, and mainly giving justice to women who themselves are longing for it, who themselves are seeking it. I hope you will like this video, forward it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Thanks very much.